Have you ever wondered what truly makes a woman feel desired and emotionally connected, especially as she matures over the years? If you've been curious about how to create a deeper, more meaningful bond with an older woman, then this video is exactly what you're looking for. Today, I'm going to share 7 secret touch points that will leave any woman feeling irresistibly drawn to you. These aren't just simple physical gestures. They're powerful actions that communicate respect, trust, and genuine affection in ways that words simply can't express. But that's not all. As we explore these touch points, I'll also explain why each of them is vital for establishing lasting emotional connections. From subtle gestures that convey care and support to more intimate actions that foster deep affection, you'll learn how to engage with her in a way that will leave her feeling truly understood and deeply connected. The best part? These gestures aren't confined to a particular age or stage of life. Whether you're in your 30s, 50s, or beyond, these touch points have the power to reignite passion, trust, and intimacy in ways you may never have thought possible. If you're ready to discover how the right touch can create an unforgettable bond with any woman, make sure you watch this video all the way through. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single moment. Before we dive in, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I highly recommend you do so and hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. Your support means the world to me, and if you enjoy the content, liking and sharing the video is a great way to help me continue spreading these valuable lessons. If the topic of today's video resonates with you, go ahead and leave a 1 in the comments to let me know you're on board. And if you think there's something I could do better, comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and create even better content for you. Now, let's get started. 1. The lower back. The lower back of a woman is much more than a mere physical feature. It's a quiet reservoir of emotional significance, a space where the simplest of gestures can speak volumes. At first glance, it might seem like just another part of the body, but within its contours lies an unspoken language of care, trust, and protection. This area has a unique ability to convey warmth and security, a form of silent communication that words could never fully articulate. When your hand gently rests on her lower back, softly, almost imperceptibly, it becomes more than just a touch. It becomes a profound gesture of reassurance. At that moment, without saying a word, you're telling her, "I'm here for you." It's a delicate way of expressing that you're attuned to her presence, mindful of her comfort, and ready to offer unwavering support. This act, though small, carries the weight of genuine intention, a promise that you'll be her steady anchor in an unpredictable world. This gesture is not about dominance or control. It's about creating a sanctuary. Imagine guiding her through a bustling crowd or helping her into a car. Your hand on her lower back transforms these everyday moments into something deeply intimate. It says, "I see you, I care for you, and I'll protect you." It's a tender way of saying, "You're not alone, and I've got your back," in every sense of the phrase. In moments when she feels uncertain or vulnerable, that simple touch becomes a lifeline. It brings an immediate sense of calm, like a lighthouse guiding a ship safely to shore. It's in these small, thoughtful acts that trust is built, layer by layer, creating a bond that doesn't rely on grand gestures or extravagant declarations. Your hand on her lower back is more than a physical connection. It's an emotional tether, a reminder that she can lean into you without hesitation. I find this simple act to be profoundly moving. It's a gesture that embodies the quiet strength of love, the kind that doesn't shout but whispers, "You're safe with me." There's something beautifully understated about the way it bridges physical and emotional intimacy. In a world often driven by flashy displays, this small touch stands out as a testament to the power of subtlety and genuine care. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. So, the next time your hand finds its way to her lower back, pause for a moment to appreciate its significance. Know that this small, tender act speaks volumes about who you are and how much she means to you. It's a gesture that transcends words, quietly nurturing the connection between two souls and weaving a tapestry of trust and affection that will endure far beyond the moment. 2. The nape of the neck. Let's delve into a part of the body that carries an understated yet profound allure: the nape of the neck. This delicate area, often left exposed and unnoticed, possesses a quiet, almost secretive power. It's a space that invites tenderness, a whisper of connection, and the kind of vulnerability that deepens bonds between two people. To touch the nape of a woman's neck is to step into an intimate, sacred moment, a gesture that, when approached with care, can create waves of trust and affection. The nape of the neck isn't just another physical feature. It's a canvas for intimacy. A light, intentional touch here is not merely a physical act, it's an emotional offering. It speaks of gentleness, respect, and the profound acknowledgement of her trust in you. There's something incredibly moving about this area of the body, as it bridges sensuality and emotional connection. When you softly caress the nape of her neck, you're saying, without words, "I see you, I cherish you, and I honor your vulnerability." This spot demands a deliberate, thoughtful approach. It's not a place for hurried or careless actions. The nape is a tender threshold that invites a slow, graceful touch, a brushing of fingertips or the softest graze of your hand. When done with intention, this touch becomes a language all its own, one that speaks volumes about your understanding of her comfort and boundaries. A careless or abrupt gesture here risks breaking the delicate spell of connection, but a touch that is light, subtle, and filled with respect can melt barriers and draw you closer together. Imagine the intimacy of the moment. Holding her close, your fingers tracing the elegant curve of her neck, feeling the warmth of her skin under your touch. There's an unspoken reverence in this act, a reminder of the trust she's placed in you. It's a reminder, too, of the power of gentleness in a world that often overlooks it. In that instant, you're not just connecting physically. You're weaving a moment of emotional intimacy that lingers long after. The nape of the neck is more than just sensitive. It's poetic. It embodies both strength and vulnerability, sensuality and trust. A touch here carries a depth that few other gestures can replicate. It says, "I respect you," while simultaneously inviting her to let down her guard. This balance of respect and connection is what makes the nape such an extraordinary place for intimate gestures. Remember, too, that the beauty of this touch lies in its restraint. There's no need to push or rush. Instead, let the moment unfold naturally. A fleeting touch, a gentle kiss, or the light trail of your fingers can spark a connection that feels deeply personal and unique. This kind of intimacy doesn't demand, it invites. And in that invitation, it creates a safe, comforting space for both of you to simply be together. To touch the nape of the neck is to honor the quiet elegance of intimacy. It's a gesture of care that transcends words, leaving an indelible mark on both the body and the heart. So, when you find yourself drawn to this tender space, remember to approach it with the care and reverence it deserves. In doing so, you'll discover not just a physical connection, but an emotional one that strengthens the bond between you and the one you cherish. 3. The arm. The arm, an often overlooked touchpoint, holds an extraordinary power to create intimacy in a way that words alone can't achieve. Imagine this moment. You're sitting with a woman, immersed in a conversation that moves past surface-level pleasantries and dives deep into the realms of vulnerability and shared truths. It's the kind of dialogue where guards come down, and two people truly see each other. In such a moment, a soft caress on her arm isn't just a fleeting gesture. It's an unspoken bridge that connects emotional depth to physical presence. This simple act of touch carries profound meaning. It says, without a single word, "I'm here with you. I feel what you're saying." When your hand gently grazes her arm, it's as if you're saying, "I'm not just hearing your words. I'm hearing your heart." It transforms the interaction into something more significant, signaling your presence, empathy, and genuine care. It's a silent language, one that conveys trust, warmth, and emotional availability all at once. What makes this touch so beautiful is its naturalness. There's no need for forced gestures or rehearsed movements. A touch on the arm works best when it flows with the rhythm of your interaction, perhaps as you lean closer to catch her softly spoken words or to emphasize a heartfelt point. It's not about grabbing her arm or making a show of affection. It's about delicacy, about letting your touch breathe life into the moment. And the arm, of all places, is such a welcoming and accessible space for this connection. It's neither too forward nor too restrained. It's just the right middle ground where physicality and emotionality meet. A touch here doesn't demand attention. It invites it. It whispers intimacy rather than shouting it, creating a bond that feels safe and genuine. Think of how transformative this small gesture can be. A fleeting brush of your fingers along her arm can shift the dynamic of your conversation, turning an ordinary exchange into something extraordinary. That touch becomes a shared memory, a tiny but powerful moment that anchors you both in the present. It's a way of grounding the connection, reminding both of you that intimacy is as much about feeling as it is about speaking. Sometimes, the most meaningful connections aren't forged through grand gestures or poetic words, but through the tender simplicity of touch. The arm, with all its subtlety and warmth, holds the capacity to deepen bonds and create moments of closeness that linger long after the conversation ends. If you allow yourself to be present and let your touch reflect your emotions, the arm becomes more than just a touch point. It becomes a symbol of your commitment to being fully there, in the moment, for her and with her. 4. The knee. Let's take a moment to consider a surprisingly intimate yet often overlooked area. The knee. At first glance, it might not seem like a significant or obvious place to touch. But when approached with intention and care, the knee holds the potential to foster a unique sense of closeness and emotional connection that words alone often cannot achieve. Picture this. You're together in a quiet, relaxed setting, perhaps sharing a couch while watching a favorite movie, or simply basking in the warmth of each other's company. As the conversation flows naturally, your hand finds its way to her knee, resting there gently and deliberately. It's not a hurried gesture. There's no need for grand theatrics or overt passion. Instead, it's a quiet but profoundly meaningful moment. This simple act carries a sense of warmth, a whisper of reassurance, and an unspoken message: I am here for you. You are safe with me. What makes this touch so powerful is its subtlety. It's not about intensity or seeking a physical reaction. It's about offering comfort, stability, and connection. By allowing your hand to rest lightly on her knee, you're creating a silent promise, a promise of being present, of valuing the moment, and of cherishing her presence. It's in these small, tender acts that bonds are strengthened, often more deeply than through dramatic declarations. The beauty of the knee as a point of connection lies in its understated nature. It doesn't demand attention like more obvious gestures might. Instead, it allows for an organic sense of closeness to grow. There's something almost poetic about this, how such a quiet, seemingly insignificant place can hold so much emotional weight when touched with intention. It reminds us that intimacy isn't always about grand gestures or physical intensity. Often, it's the gentle, unassuming moments that carry the most meaning. For me, this kind of touch is deeply moving. It's a reminder that love and connection aren't built on extravagance, but on trust, understanding, and the willingness to be present. When your hand lightly grazes her knee, you're not just offering physical contact. You're offering a piece of your emotional presence, a part of your soul. At that moment, you're telling her, without words, that she matters, that her comfort, her feelings, and her sense of safety are your priority. So, give this small but powerful gesture a try. Let your touch speak volumes, and see how it transforms the energy between you. She may not immediately put into words how it makes her feel, but you'll notice it in the way she leans closer, in the way her guard softens, and in the way her heart opens a little more to yours. Sometimes, it's not about what we do but how we do it, and touching her knee with care and intention is a beautiful way to show her she's valued, cherished, and truly seen. 5. The waist. Let's pause for a moment to reflect on the waist, a part of the body that may seem ordinary at first glance but holds extraordinary potential to deepen emotional connection, create a sense of closeness, and foster an atmosphere of intimacy. The waist is more than just a physical point of contact. It's a space that symbolizes vulnerability, trust, and the opportunity to communicate feelings without words. Picture this scene. You're dancing together in the soft, dim light of a quiet evening, the rhythm of the music flowing between you like an unspoken dialogue. Your hand gently finds its place on her waist, not with insistence, but with a delicate, guiding touch that feels as natural as breathing. In that moment, your touch transcends the physical act of dancing. It becomes a silent promise, saying, "I'm here, and I see you." It's as if the warmth of your hand conveys emotions words could never fully capture: affection, respect, and the quiet magic of shared presence. The waist is uniquely significant because it represents a balance between physicality and emotional connection. A touch here can evoke a sense of protection, saying, "You're safe with me," while simultaneously expressing desire and admiration. It's a part of the body that's neither too forward nor too distant, making it the perfect middle ground for gestures of care and intimacy. Whether you're out on a walk, resting on the couch, or posing for a photo together, placing your hand on her waist can be a powerful way to communicate your feelings. It's not just a touch, it's an extension of your emotions, a way to create an unspoken bond. Think about the emotions that come with this kind of connection. When your hand rests on her waist, it's not just about physical proximity, it's about the emotional resonance it creates. It's about making her feel cherished, respected, and secure. A touch on the waist should never feel forced or overpowering. It should be an invitation, not a demand. The pressure of your hand should be firm enough to offer support, yet gentle enough to convey warmth and tenderness. It's the kind of touch that says, "I want you to feel at ease with me," and that sentiment can mean the world. Now imagine other scenarios where this connection plays out. Perhaps you're walking side by side, your hand finding its way to her waist as you gently guide her past a busy street or hold her close during a chilly evening stroll. Or maybe you're sitting together on the couch, her head leaning against your shoulder, your hand resting lightly on her waist. A simple yet profound gesture that says, "I'm here and I care." Even in the most mundane moments, the waist becomes a space where affection quietly lingers, creating a sense of belonging and emotional harmony. Pay attention to her reactions. Does she lean into you as though she's drawn to your presence? Does her body relax under your touch, signaling that she feels safe and comforted? These subtle responses speak volumes. They reveal that your gesture has reached beyond the surface, touching something deeper, a place where trust, appreciation, and connection reside. It's these small, tender moments that build the foundation of intimacy, where she feels valued not just for who she is, but for how you make her feel. The waist also symbolizes the art of balance in relationships. It's about finding the perfect blend of closeness and respect, offering support without smothering, and expressing affection without overwhelming. The way you touch her waist reflects your understanding of this balance. It shows that you're attuned to her comfort and emotions, that you value her boundaries, and that you cherish the connection you share. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. In the grand tapestry of relationships, it's often the small, seemingly inconsequential gestures that hold the most meaning. A touch on the waist may appear simple, but it carries the weight of your intentions, your emotions, and your desire to connect. It's a reminder that love isn't always about dramatic declarations or grand displays. Sometimes, it's found in the quiet placement of a hand, the soft reassurance of presence, and the unspoken understanding that you're there for each other, in the most profound and heartfelt way. So, the next time you find yourself reaching out, let your touch on her waist carry all the warmth, respect, and love you feel. Let it be a gesture that not only strengthens your bond, but also leaves her feeling seen, valued, and truly cherished. In that moment, the waist becomes more than a point of contact. It transforms into a gateway to a deeper, more meaningful connection. 6. The hands. Let us delve deeper into the profound, almost magical power of the hands, an area that, at first glance, may seem mundane or even trivial, yet holds the capacity to communicate emotions and intentions in ways words never could. The hands are a bridge, a silent yet potent tool to create intimacy, trust, and understanding. They are not just instruments of touch. They are carriers of emotion, connection, and care. When offered with intention, the simple act of touching someone's hand can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. Now, imagine a scenario that might seem straight out of a romantic film but resonates deeply because of its simplicity and authenticity. You're sitting across from her in a charming little cafe. The atmosphere is perfect, not flashy or loud, but cozy and warm, inviting a sense of calm. The soft hum of conversations around you fades into the background as the world seems to narrow its focus onto just the two of you. The light overhead casts a golden glow, illuminating her features and the delicate movements of her hands as they rest on the table. As the conversation flows, you find yourself captivated, not just by her words, but by the way she expresses herself, the gentle way she gestures, and the quiet beauty of her presence. And then, almost instinctively, your gaze drops to her hands. Something is grounding about them, something so real and human. You decide to bridge the physical gap, extending your hand toward hers. This act, so small yet so significant, becomes a moment that lingers in the air. When you finally touch her hand, it is not rushed or forceful. Your fingers graze hers lightly before enveloping them with a soft yet firm hold. The texture of her skin against yours is warm, inviting, and real. In that instant, a connection forms, not just skin to skin but heart to heart. This touch conveys what words often cannot. I am here. I see you. I value you. This moment is not just about the physical sensation. It is layered with emotion and meaning. The key lies in the gentleness of the gesture. There's no place for hurried movements or excessive pressure. It's about creating an atmosphere of calm and trust, allowing her to feel at ease. A touch like this speaks volumes. It tells her she is in safe hands, literally and figuratively, that you are present, engaged, and genuinely invested in this shared moment. As your hand holds hers, take a moment to observe. Notice the subtle changes in her body language. Perhaps her shoulders relax, her breathing slows, or her lips curve into a soft smile. Maybe she looks down at your joined hands and then back at you, her eyes reflecting a mixture of surprise and appreciation. In these quiet, unspoken shifts, you'll see the magic of human connection unfold. She'll feel valued, respected, and acknowledged on a deeper level than casual conversation could ever achieve. For me, there is something profoundly timeless about the act of holding hands. It transcends age, culture, and circumstance. Whether you are young or in the later stages of life, this gesture carries the same message. You are not alone. I am here with you. It is a moment of shared vulnerability, a way of breaking down walls and opening the door to mutual trust. In an increasingly fast-paced and distracted world, such a gesture reminds us to slow down and truly see each other. But the beauty of holding hands is also in its spontaneity. It should never feel calculated or rehearsed. Instead, it should arise naturally, as an extension of the emotions you feel in the moment. The best connections are born from authenticity, not effort. When you hold her hand, let it be an act of genuine care, a reflection of your desire to be close to her, to share a quiet, meaningful moment. There's another layer to this that makes it so special: the universality of the touch of a hand. It communicates safety, comfort, and love in a way that transcends barriers. A hand extended with intention is a gesture of reassurance, a silent promise that says, I am here for you, and I'm not going anywhere. In my own experiences, I've found that the power of a hand's touch lies in its ability to ground us, to bring us back to what truly matters: human connection. When words fall short or emotions become overwhelming, the touch of a hand can say everything. You are enough. You are cherished. You are not alone. So, the next time you reach for her hand, remember that this small act carries the potential to create something unforgettable. Let your touch be gentle, warm, and genuine. Let it speak of your care and your willingness to be present. In a world where distractions often pull us apart, the simple act of holding hands can be a profound reminder of the beauty of human connection. 7. The wrist. The wrist, though often underestimated, is one of the most sensual and deeply romantic areas of the body. It's a space where vulnerability and intimacy meet, creating a unique opportunity to forge an emotional connection that words can't replicate. The inside of the wrist, with its delicate skin, faintly visible veins, and undeniable softness, is a treasure trove of understated beauty. It's an intimate spot that invites tenderness, trust, and the kind of connection that resonates deeply. Now, imagine this scene in vivid detail. You're standing close to her, the world around you fading into the background. Perhaps the moment follows a meaningful conversation, one where both of you open up, sharing your thoughts, fears, or dreams. There's a stillness in the air, a sense of something sacred passing between you. Gently, you reach for her wrist, not in haste or with force, but slowly, as if you're holding something fragile and profoundly valuable. Your fingers trace the soft curve of her wrist, feeling its warmth beneath your touch. Then, with quiet intention, you bring her wrist closer to you. There's no rush, no sense of urgency. You're entirely present, fully immersed in this fleeting moment. As her wrist rests lightly in your hand, you lean in and press a soft, feather-like kiss to the inside of it. It's not a dramatic gesture, but one that speaks volumes. That gentle kiss, brief yet meaningful, lingers in the air like a whisper of affection, leaving an indelible mark on her heart. It's as though you're saying, without words, "I see you. I appreciate you. I desire you." This simple act of tenderness is powerful because it communicates more than physical attraction. It conveys respect, admiration, and an acknowledgement of her uniqueness. The wrist, often hidden or unnoticed, becomes a symbol of trust and openness. To touch someone there is to honor their vulnerability, to connect on a level that feels deeply personal and genuine. But what makes this touch so profound is the care and intentionality behind it. It's not about rushing or overwhelming her senses. It's about creating a moment of shared intimacy that is as much emotional as it is physical. Your touch should be gentle, almost fleeting, as if you're leaving her with a promise of more to come rather than taking everything in that instant. It's an invitation, not a demand. A gesture that hints at a deeper connection without rushing into it. The beauty of this touch lies in its versatility. It can be part of a warm greeting, a tender goodbye, or a spontaneous expression of affection during a quiet moment together. Imagine sitting across from her at a cafe, the conversation flowing effortlessly, and then reaching across the table to gently brush her wrist with your fingers. Or picture a moment of stillness during a walk, where you pause, take her hand, and let your lips lightly meet her wrist. Each scenario carries its magic, its ability to deepen the bond between you. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. What's truly remarkable about this small yet significant gesture is how it can transform the way she feels. A touch on the wrist, when done with intention and care, can make her feel seen and desired in ways that go beyond physical attraction. It tells her that she is cherished, that her presence matters, that she is worthy of tenderness and love. It's a way of saying, "I value you," without ever speaking those words aloud. And it's not just about her reaction. It's about the connection you create together. The moment becomes a shared memory, a touchstone of your relationship that you can both return to in your minds. It's a reminder of the power of small, thoughtful gestures to build something enduring and meaningful. So, the next time you're with her, take a moment to appreciate the potential of this overlooked yet deeply romantic spot. Reach for her wrist with sincerity, let your touch be soft and full of intention, and allow yourself to be present in the moment. Watch how her eyes soften, how her breath slows, and how a simple touch can open the door to something far greater, something that words alone could never achieve. This is the magic of the wrist, a subtle, powerful way to communicate love, desire, and connection that lingers long after the moment has passed. As we come to the end of this exploration into the beauty and significance of such a simple yet powerful gesture, it's time to reflect. What stood out to you the most? What have you learned about the depth of connection that can be created through something as subtle as a touch on the wrist? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share in the comments one thing you've learned from this video and how you plan to bring it into your life. Whether it's the importance of tenderness, the power of intentionality, or simply appreciating the beauty of small gestures, your insights matter. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring you more meaningful content like this. Let's continue the conversation and the journey of creating deeper, more authentic connections together. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.